Have you ever wondered, what is this, when you saw dead fish floating on the surface? Or, why did this happen, when you noticed that a lake that used to be clear has become cloudy and lifeless? In this video, we'll discover together 8 important factors that influence aquatic life, from the smallest organisms to the largest predators in the water. Stay until the end, because we'll do a short recap that will help you remember everything you've learned. 1. Water quality. The first and perhaps most important factor is water quality. Clean water with a correct balance of substances means a healthy environment for fish, plants, and microorganisms. When water is polluted with chemicals, plastic, or waste, aquatic organisms can die or become sick. Changes can be slow and invisible at first, but the long-term effects are devastating. 2. Water temperature. The second essential factor is water temperature. Each species has a temperature range in which it can live. If the water gets too warm due to climate change or warm water discharged from factories, the dissolved oxygen level drops and many aquatic animals can no longer survive. On the other hand, water that is too cold can slow down metabolism and affect reproduction. 3. Dissolved oxygen. The third factor is dissolved oxygen in the water. Just as humans need air to breathe, aquatic organisms need dissolved oxygen. If the oxygen level drops because of pollution, high temperature, or the decomposition of organic matter, creatures can literally suffocate. Areas with very little oxygen are called dead zones because very few organisms can live there. 4. Light. The fourth factor is light. Light penetrates the water only to a certain depth and is essential for aquatic plants and algae which perform photosynthesis. Without enough light, plants can no longer produce oxygen and can no longer support the food chain. Very murky waters full of sediments or pollutants block light and led to a poorer, less diverse environment. 5. Salinity, amount of salt. The fifth factor is salinity, meaning the amount of salt in the water. Some organisms live only in fresh water, others only in salt water, and some can live in transition zones such as estuaries. If salinity changes suddenly, due to melting glaciers, heavy rainfall, or human activities, many species cannot adapt quickly enough and disappear from that area. 6. Currents and water movement. The sixth factor is currents and water movement. Ocean and river currents transport nutrients, oxygen, and small organisms from one area to another. They influence fish migration, plankton distribution, and even the climate of coastal regions. When currents change, aquatic life also redistributes, sometimes with major effects on fisheries and ecosystems. 7. Nutrients and available food. The seventh factor is related to nutrients and the food chain. Nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus are necessary for aquatic life, but only in balanced amounts. Too few nutrients mean low production of plants and plankton, and that affects the entire food chain. Too many nutrients, usually from fertilizers or wastewater, lead to algal blooms that consume the oxygen in the water and suffocate other organisms. 8. Human activity. The eighth factor, and perhaps the most complex, is human activity. Pollution, overfishing, habitat destruction, dam construction, and climate change. All of these deeply modify aquatic life. Very often, the questions, "What is this?" or "Why did this happen?" can be answered by looking at how humans have used or abused water resources. Summary. Conclusion. Let's recap what we discussed in this video about aquatic life and the 8 important factors that influence it. Water quality determines how healthy the environment is for organisms. Water temperature affects the metabolism and survival of species. Dissolved oxygen, essential for the respiration of aquatic creatures. Light, necessary for plants and algae, the base of the food chain. Salinity defines what types of organisms can live in a certain area. Currents and water movement distribute nutrients, oxygen, and organisms. Nutrients and food, their balance can support or destroy ecosystems. Human activity can either protect or destroy aquatic life. Next time you see a lake, a river, or the sea, don't just ask, "What is this?" but also, what factors are influencing the life here? If we understand these mechanisms better, we can make better decisions to protect one of the most important ecosystems on our planet, the world of water. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about nature and science, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment with your questions.